Welcome to this week's painting update. This week it's statues and spacemen. Let's start with the statues. The ones in the front here are a set of 7 Roman statues that I helped kickstart from Tomarillion. They're resin and they're just really nice. It took me a while to decide how to paint them. I was going to do them sort of marbly, but then in the end I decided I'd do them sort of distressed and stony because they're going to end up in dungeons mainly, or ruin sets or something. The plinths are plinths are an extra but very reasonably priced, so I got a set of plinths. And then the woman here is a one-piece one. She was not an add-on, she was a stretch goal, so she didn't cost any extra. Then as an add-on there's this set of similarly styled sort of general fantasy miniatures, again very useful. So let's try and, I don't know, they're really nice, they're really crisp little castings. Because I ended up painting them with a sponge for the last few layers, it distressed them and made them look a bit more what's the word, rounded maybe than they actually are. It disguises some of their details, but they're really nice and really useful. So I was very pleased that I got them. So there you go, 15 statues. Keeping with the resin theme, I also painted up a set of 5 Scotia Grendel beds to add to the set I've already got. These are great little castings. The moulds have seen better days, I must say. This one, for instance, has a lot of, this isn't meant to be there. That's just where the mould's gone. On the other side I painted a bit of it to look like a sheet, but actually fairly rough. But I mean, they're beds, so you know, there we go. So nice set of 5 beds, suitable for, you know, fantasy or historical games if you overlook the sort of heavy plank work on the end. But they're beds, so very happy with those. Continuing with my Rebel Star project, on the right here I've got the lawnmower for the moon base. It's a street sweeper from, I got mine from Antenna City's workshop. It's probably a micro art studio piece, but Rebel Star players will know that the lawnmower is an integral part of the scenario. So I did buy some 1/50th scale pushing lawnmowers, but none of them looked right, so I went for this automated road sweeper because it had the right sort of feel. So that will sit in the moon base in the garden. Next to it is a metal Raiders combat suit, I suppose you'd call it. There's no equivalent in the game for this, so I shall have to come up with some stats, but it is part of the range of Reaper miniatures I'm using for my Raiders. So I thought, since I was putting in an order to Reaper in America, I may as well get one of these because it wasn't available in the UK from anywhere that I normally go to. And then as well as that, there are the 2 astronauts on the left who are going to be the pilots for the Starlingale spacecraft. They'll be needed in the scenario. And I got, I think her name's Dee Dee, another Reaper space girl. She's not going to be in Rebel Star. Well, she might be, but she's not. She's just a general sort of pulp sci-fi ray gun girl. She has a turn around, use my hand. She has a sort of rocket jetpack thingy on the back, so all very useful. Okay, so that's the good guys. And here are the opposition. These are also Metal Reaper miniatures. They're going to be slavers for the Starlingale scenario, where the operatives attack the Raiders ship. and they have mind control abilities. So I chose the overlords here, and some troops for them to command. That doesn't help at all, does it? Just leave him where he is. There we go. 4 armed Reaper aliens, who of course I painted green because, well, they're aliens. And finally, for this week, my one rescued miniature, which isn't really a miniature. This little mausoleum was actually going to be slung out, but then I decided, well, this was the first piece of terrain I ever made, so I thought I'd keep it. So it got taken off its rather large square green base and plonked on this. This was, when did I make this? 91 or 92, certainly before 1993. This was back before I could even make basic shapes. So this is a biscuit tin which gave me the shape, and this is a roll-on deodorant cap, and this is a Scotia Grendel resin door, and then I just painted it and put some sand and glue to make moss. So there we go. So yes, the first thing I ever made, mausoleum. I thought I'd keep it, and immediately after I based it, it got used in a game last week before last. Got used in my the last of the oubliette chapters we played. So that was pretty good. It'll now make an appearance in every time I put out a graveyard. I can plonk this down in the middle. And that's it for this week. As ever, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.